What's going on, guys? Samuel Wilson Legends here, back with another top 10 best moments list for y'all today. As for today's video, I'm here to discuss my top 10 best moments from the MCU Phase 3. Pretty much everything from Civil War to Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, I did do best moments list on the previous phases if you guys want to check those out. I had so much fun talking about my favorite moments of the MCU. Like, best moments of the MCU are always so fun to talk about. I remember doing a lot those lists, honestly, when I started doing them, and there was too much fun, so yeah. But now we're going to talk about Phase 3, obviously, which is probably the hardest one on this list, honestly, because, again, this is everything from Captain America Civil War to Far Home, and there are so many incredible moments that came from these movies. Like, some of the top tier MCU moments came from me. Like, pretty much all my top 10 moments are moments I consider to be, like, high MCU greatness. Obviously, so yeah, that definitely well, unfortunately, a lot of cuts I made for the list, obviously, and a lot of moments definitely I still do love, obviously. Like, even our mentions were pretty tough to decide, so. But again, I hope you'll enjoy the list, and I am going to make one exception. I am not going to include the final battle on this list. Not that obviously I don't like it, because it's probably the most obvious pick on this list. Because, it's the final battle at the end game. I mean, come on, I'm pretty sure it will be pretty obvious, so pretty much basically, some of the moments, basically. And honestly, the final is so amazing. You can honestly make for his own separate list, I'm being honest, because that has so many fun, great little moments. That's how amazing that battle is, so who knows, I might actually do that for another video at some point. But I am not going to be including unless pretty much any unknown about Endgame is fair game, but basically everything from the on your left portal scene to Iron Man's death, it did not get me included on this list. Not because I don't want to, because I think the whole thing that battle is probably the best final battle in film history. Yes, I'm going that far. It just will be a pretty obvious thing to discuss, so I hope you'll understand that. But I still hope you all enjoyed the list, and I would love to know your favorite MCU favorite moments that are not the final battle down below in the comment section. But of course, as always, before we get to the actual list, let's get into the honorable mentions. The moments that are still great, just did not make the list. Again, all these 10 moments are still amazing moments that pain me to have left off this list. Like, honestly, I was debating making this like top 20 if I'm being honest, but I decided to stick to the top 10. But anyways, the honorable mentions are Ego admitting to killing his mom, Peter's mom from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, along with the I'm Mary Poppins y'all line from Yondu, the Thanos battle from Infinity War, someone unfortunately missed the list, Killmonger revealing himself a Black Panther, the post-credit scene and MJ finding out Peter Spider-Man from Spider-Man Far From Home, the Peter Rubble scene and the car scene for Peter and Vulture from Homecoming, the I Come to Bargain sequence from Doctor Strange, and Thanos getting killed very early in the movie from Endgame. Again, all these moments are still incredible moments, so it really ended up being, but not bad boy, not bad on. Let's just get to the actual list, shall we? Okay, kicking up the list at number 10, we have the Black Widow death scene from Avengers Endgame. And definitely a death that I'm pretty sure nobody saw coming. I remember, like, holy shit, they just call Black Widow? The few thing to say about Endgame is that I pretty much gave Black Widow probably the most deaths she ever got in any of the movies. I'd say Black Widow has any bad moments, or she doesn't have any great moments for then. But in terms of her as a character, and in terms of just pure character moments, and humanizing her, they really do a great job with developing Black Widow, probably more than ever in any other MCU movie. We really feel a lot of the emotions go through. Scarlett Johansson delivering some of her best acting work, period. And of course, I got seeing musician Hawkeye try to find the stones, and they realize, oh, she didn't have sacrifice. So, she and Hawkeye, who have been back and forth throughout them, who have pretty much been a pair throughout the majority of the MCU, at least in the Avengers movies. It makes it pretty sad. Pretty sad. Well, and honestly, I think everybody thought it was going to be Hawkeye, to be honest, because honestly, that would probably be perfect, honestly, to end this character. The witch killing Black Widow is getting all the more surprising. Especially with the fighting sequence back and forth, the slow motion, and the emotion between these actors is just wow. And then we realize, holy shit, they actually can't bring her back. Yeah, And the best moment is number 10, which will tell you how amazing that monster we're talking about. Because now coming in number 9, we have the Thor vs. Hulk battle from Ragnarok. Fortunately, it's actually the only movie Ragnarok that's on this list, which is pretty unfortunate because obviously I love Ragnarok. It's by a landslide the best Thor movie, and by far one of the most rewatchable MCU movies. I already love Thor Ragnarok, but it's really I think has gotten better the more I watch it. And I realized I never had any mentions that in my own mentions, but I knew the Thor vs. Hulk battle was going to make the list. And it probably is the big stand-up moment, obviously. I mean, it's probably the best moment of Hulk we have going to get from the MCU. In terms of his Hulk's personality, and Hulk being Hulk, and Hulk smashing, and I mean, actually Hulk talking in this movie, which is surprising, and it gives us some fun stickers. Thor's going, yes! Wait for to see them, and you're like, I can't explain it. We know each other. He's a friend from work. Like, that one still cracks me up, and he gives us a lot of fun action back and forth. Just seeing Thor being Thor and Hulk being Hulk. Like, makes you smile every time. And now, at number 8, and number 7, and number 6, we have 3 moments in a row from Infinity War. And the only moments from Infinity War down on this list. Again, that's, and like I said before, this wasn't easy, so bear with me on that. But at number 8, we got the Battle of Wakanda. Number 7, we got the Gamora death scene. And number 6, we got the snap, or the ending of Infinity War. Like, honestly, I think these moments could be switched back and forth on. So, like, I definitely debated on what, because I knew these 3 moments are going to be on the actual list, because they are still top tier, like, they are still top tier MCU moments. Again, the whole Battle of Wakanda, you know, see everyone fighting everything, and seeing like little fun little moments of everyone like shining, and of course Groot, the whole interaction between the Guardians and everybody, and Thor's entrance being an incredible sequence. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good now. But it's also still a very tense sequence in general, especially when Thanos shows up. And then you get the Gamora death scene, which best showcases Daniel's human side, because you can tell like, that Thanos really doesn't want to kill Gamora, but you know he has to because this is what he wanted. Like, you actually literally see him crying, like tearing up of the fact. Like, wow. You can tell it, like, wow. And of course, get the iconic snap ending where basically the other times you should have gone for the hand. He actually snapped and wiped out half the universe. You know, it's actually, again, it's always so refreshing when the villain actually succeeds sometimes. Like, sometimes, like, I'm always fine with the hero winning, obviously, but it's always still refreshing when the hero actually, you know, does what the villain does what he's seen, honestly. He literally wiped out half the universe. He did what he did. And it's still an incredible sequence. You know, the Son of Mine coming back. And Hunter, they probably shouldn't have revealed. They have sequels on to before anyone comes out, if I'm being honest. To be honest, that's kind of on them, for being honest. But it's still an incredible sequence. Like, honestly, any of these films could be filled back and forth, like, you know, number 8 to number 6. But, yeah, they're all still top 2 MCU moments. And we get to one of the most little simple scenes at number 5. And that's the, of course, the scene where basically Tony Stark says, I love you 3000. Which is, again, it's a very simple scene and everything, but it's probably one of the most adorable scenes in the MCU, and just a very sweet sequence in general. And the line itself is just very adorable. I end up repeating this so often. When it came out, like, I love you 3000. Like, again, it's very simple. And it's weird that I included, of course, the amazing moments to talk about, but again, just that adorable. But anyways, coming in number 4, we now have probably debatably one of the best death scene that we have gotten of the MCU, if I'm being honest, and along with one other moment that I'll get into come by Phase 4, and that is Yondu's death from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. A scene that still hits tight time, considering that obviously Yondu has not come back. It's one of the few death scenes in the MCU where it wasn't like reversed or anything, anything like that. It actually left an impact, and it actually still is an impact to this day. Like, I remember when I first saw Guardians 2, I was like, no. I actually kill off Yondu, because Yondu was definitely a great character in Volume 1, but Volume 2 definitely elevated him. That's one thing we don't with Volume 2 is that Yondu definitely is a lot more elevated in Volume 2 than he was in Volume 1. They make him more developed and get more of his backstory and who he was and what happened to him and Peter and everything. And despite everything went through, he actually still really loved Peter and everything. And you see them bonding a lot throughout the movie, and of course they're trying to escape, and then of course they got flying. He may be your father, but he ain't your daddy. I'm so glad you're my boy. Like that scene on hits, but the fact that he ends up giving him so Peter lives, and Yondu ends up sacrificing himself to save Peter. Like, and Peter like, no, 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 no. Like with Chris Pratt's best acting moments here in general, like you really feel the emotion. Because again, this is stuff that has not been reversed. And I don't think ever would be reversed. Like, it's kind of heartbreaking if you really think about it. Like it's definitely one of the most emotional moments in the MCU. It's really heartbreaking, emotional, touching, and the acting from Michael Rooker and Chris Pratt are fantastic. And again, I keep saying about the fact that stuff has now been reversed makes it even more emotional. Anyways, now we're in the top 3 people, and at number 3 and at number 2, we have two of the best MCU moments. Probably, like, my top 3 are, like, these 2 moments are probably my top 10, if not top 5 MCU moments. And they're moments that have lived on superhero legacy for a reason. And both of the moments, of course, are from Captain America Civil War, which is still one of the best MCU movies in my opinion. And of course, you guys should know what I'm talking about, with, of course, being the Cap, Bucky vs. Tony fight, and the airport battle. Also, the Cap, Bucky vs. Tony fight is number 3, honestly, you know, it has a lot more personal, has a lot more personal stakes, because obviously, you know, they're trying to get a truce, and finding out that Bucky actually killed Tony's father, and then you get a lot of crazy emotional stakes, and a lot of good great one-liners, and some pretty emotional scenes between these characters. Especially between Tony and Cap. And how it ends is just, wow. But then at the airport is Fire, which is one of the best action sequences in any superhero movie, period. Just superhero movies like beating the crap out of each other is just so fun to watch. It's still one of those rewatchable scenes in the MCU for a reason. I remember being like a hype scene at the time, and it still hits so hard, like with the one-liners, the back and forth, the kick-assery, how it ends, like so many great moments come from this movie, that moment. Like so many little things come from that whole sequence. But for me, coming in at number 1, my favorite MCU moments. If it wasn't the final battle, which I'm like, obviously, we're in that one, because, come on, I decided I'm gonna go with the ending. Which I don't know if it's another obvious pick, but I'm still putting number 1 anyway, honestly. Basically, how the film ends, where basically they end up between the Infinity Stones, Cap got to live his life with Peggy, and he was giving the shield to Falcon, and everything, and the last scene where basically ends up dancing with Peggy, filming the life that he always wanted. Like, I don't think I need to talk about why this moment's the one. Like, I know they hyped it as like the best 7 minutes of the MCU, and they definitely were wrong. Here's some very emotional moments and little things, and the perfect end to the Infinity Saga. That's why it is number 1. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my top 10 best moments from MCU Phase 3. Again, I did do one to Phase 1, Phase 2. You guys want to check that out, and I would love to know down below in the comment section what your thoughts on the Phase 3 and what your favorite moments, what moments did I miss, anything I should have talked about. I would love to know down below in the comment section. And again, I will be doing Phase 4 as well, honestly. I mean, it's something that do like an overall list on the best MCU moments. So, well, I think I might do that. I think I might do that around the time Deadpool Wolverine comes out. So, stay tuned with that. I'm Sam World from Sam Productions. I'll see you next time. As always, stay cool, everybody. Peace. Peace.